Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Atlanta FIREBIRDS franchise mode, where today I'm going to be voiceovering this episode because my new Xbox Series S doesn't allow my new headset to work. So that kind of stinks because now I have to use my backup headset, and since I didn't notice it until after recording this, now I have to voice over the whole episode. So I have already known what has happened, but I'll voice over everything. So let's get into this video. Alright, so here's our main problem currently. So Seth Jones wants $11 million, and Chris Servergren wants $10 million, meaning it's going to be $20 million. So if that happens, we are going to be stuck with, since we got $27 million, we're going to be stuck with around $6 million. So as I'm looking through the players here, seeing who I need to sign, I sign a few players. I look at some stats and stuff and how players have been doing, and I figure out that I think we should get rid of Seth Jones out of the players that we should get rid of. So right here, I sign Vadlev Kishchik to a contract of around $10.3 million. Because, I mean, we needed to sign him. He is our GOAT. He is our best player on our team. So we do sign him. So as I'm looking through the defensemen here of our roster, I do notice that we have Simon Edvinsson ready for the NHL. Meaning that we could probably move Seth Jones out, because Seth Jones and I would say Simon Edvinsson are very similar, just very lower overall for Simon Edvinsson, and of course Seth Jones is a beast at defense. So this is the moment right here when I figure out it's probably the best decision to get rid of Seth Jones, since we have so many good defensemen and upcoming defensemen, so I decided to get rid of him. Now, I did sign Jacob Markstrom here, as you can see. He only wanted $3 million for a year, so I thought it was a pretty easy signing. Sign at the 85 overall goaltender, but we do get rid of Chris Drieger. He needed to get traded. Quinn Carey needs to be the backup. He has been in the organization for long enough for being a low franchise. So Markstrom does sign here, and all the other players that I needed to sign do sign their contracts. So that is a nice thing that does happen. All the smaller players, that's good, really good. Actually, Markstrom did not sign, so I had to give him more money. I forgot about that. Sorry about that. So I do get Markstrom and, all the young guys, all our prospects signed. I'm looking at the coaches here, trying to check, how's the chemistry going. I have to sign my coaches here, so after that, we do get into the free agency period, so let's cut to there. So right here, now we are on to the free agency period. We get there to, but first of all, we do need to trade away Chris Drieger, and I think there was another player we needed to trade to get rid of some cap space here, but our first person was Chris Drieger, so I look for a team that would want him. I tried to find some stuff that a team would take for him, so I try a third here. I can't actually remember what I try for these trades, but yeah, it's kind of like we needed to get rid of a few players that were taking up some cap space. And the other player we do get rid of was Brett Pesce, and you'll see who we do pick up for Pesce here after, because we did need to pick up another defenseman, because I didn't like the fact of how many defensive defensemen we had, so we try to get rid of Brett Pesce here, because, we needed to get rid of some cap space to be able to get more players and stuff, because if we didn't have enough cap space, it just wouldn't have worked for the team. I don't think we would have made the play. I don't think we would have a chance at making the playoffs. So, I'm looking through teams here, trying to find the perfect, not the perfect, but a good trade for a Brett Pesce trade. I was looking for defensemen because I didn't have any to look for. So I'm going to cut to the trade here to show you what I got done with the trade. So right here, I make a nice, stupid trade to get a first-round pick for this year. Pesci first and second for this year's first, and that's the Avalanche's first. So, I mean, we do get a first-round pick out of him, and so now we start looking at players in free agency. I was looking through 3 guys, and I was Shane Gostisbehere, Vince Dunn, and Jacob Chychrun were the 3 guys that I found were probably the best bets. So that was we were looking around to see like what would be a good replacement, who would put up points instead of Brett Pesci, who kind of like he was good. It was just we need more offensive defensemen than how it was before, where our defensive defensemen, we need a more defensive defenseman. So now we're looking for which one would probably be the best. So I do come to the conclusion at the end here that probably the defenseman we're going to go for is Shane Gostisbehere. He is the lowest overall out of them, but he would be really good on the power play, good replacement for Seth Jones, because he puts up I was looking at it, and when I saw it, Shane Gostisbehere put up around 55 points last season, so that was nice. So now we got our defenseman that will probably be a good replacement. Even though he's a lower overall, we have other defensemen that can step up into that top role. So now we have our defenseman, we can start seeing if he does sign. So right here, he did sign, so now we're simulating to the 5th day where I do go back into free agency looking for that bottom guy to kind of play a bottom role on the bottom 6. So I'd look at Jordan Greenway. I was really thinking about him, and it was him, and I was looking at Victor Mete, even though we don't need him. The 2 players I was looking at was Thomas Tatar and former player Cam Atkinson. They both looked like they were going to be, they were fit for that bottom role. So I was deciding between them, and I was looking who would be, they both formally played for the team. And so, they're used to us. Probably a new coach, though. We've had multiple new coaches. So right here, I'm like, even though Cam Atkinson is a little older, he only wants a 1-year deal. So we will send him a contract his way to sign former Atlanta Firebird Cam Atkinson. So right here, we do figure out that Cam Atkinson signs his contract with the team. So now we have our full roster ready, because we did not have a 12th forward ready for this team since of the getting rid of Connor Garland. So we grabbed, of course, Cam Atkinson to kind of fill the void, even though I think Connor Garland is a really good player. Connor Garland probably wasn't going to stay on the team for a while, and he was probably my top guy because I expected him to put up more points. So right here, we do get close to when we edit the lines. Still simulating. It's finishing up to so right now, right here, we can look at the lines, see what they're looking like. I got to switch around a few things. Got to move Jack Quinn down to that 3rd line. But first, I wanted to try a different line combo. That didn't work. So now I just do what was normal from last season, basically. Actually, well, it was Rainer Lautner does move up to that 2nd line. The third line turns into Lindblom, Kempe, and Cam Atkinson. The first line stays the same from last season, from what we had, which was a Pasternak, Kieschik, and Servagen line. Defensively, it wanted Zay Redreed and Lucas Johansson on the same line. But what I did notice is I get the +3 when I put it there, and I figured out Basically, it's going to be Simon Edvinsson and Zay Redreed, Semyonov, Bean, and then Goss Despair and Lucas Johansson, which does end up working out really nicely, to be honest, because, you know, with getting rid of one of our defensive defensemen in Brett Pesce and taking an offensive defenseman, now we can get that +3. Quinn Carey's and up to an 83. The AHL, wanted to check out that Igor Shishkinov, that goaltender we got. And basically, that was it for the editing the lines. You know, the lines didn't need too much fixing. I mean, there was just a few lines here and there that did need one or two fixes, but it ended up working out pretty good with the lines because they didn't need to be too different. So we get up to the regular season here after having to simulate the preseason. We're able to play our first game against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and we do not start the season off very, very friendly. So we play Pittsburgh here. It ends up 1-0 early off into the period from a Jeff Skinner goal. Servergren then goes out and scores. Then Servergren again scores. Then Jeff Skinner scores another goal. And this is all in the first period. Finish off the first period, and there was nothing else that happened. In the second period here, they start off with a power play. I'm pretty sure they do not get anything out of that, but I do simulate the rest of the period. No goals scored in that period. And we go on to the third period here, where I do not simulate basically anything. But we do get some goals out of it. Here, like I said, we did not start off the season very pretty, but I mean, we could have definitely done better. So, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it goes to overtime here, where I'm pretty sure, yeah, no goals were scored there, and then I simulate the rest, and they win in a shootout. Radulov and Gensel for them. Kishchik was the one that scored for us. So, that's the end of the first game. Servergren had 2 goals and 3 hits, and Tristan Jarry had a .940 save percentage. Good for him. As a Penguins fan, like to see that. So our next game that we play here is against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They were, I can't remember if they were any good, but they get up 1-0 early on us into the period. Simulate the rest of the period. We do end up scoring. Going into the third period, I must have missed a sim period there. Oscar Lindblom scores early. It was a nice goal near the blue line, and then red line, and then Robertson and then Nylander score, so they take the 3-2 lead on us, and they carry that to the victory, where they win the game with a 3-2 win, and now we're down 0-1-1. Our next game, we got to go out to the desert to play the Arizona Coyotes. I'm pretty sure we have to go out to Arizona. We might actually be at home. I don't know. I don't remember. So Brady Shea scores in the first period. Going into the second period, I also simulated it. I'm pretty sure it goes 2-1 here. And now we're down 2-1, and we are not looking too good, as we have not won a game, and we're still down against the team. We don't score. Charlie Coyle scores for them to make it 3-1. Now we're down 3-1, and it looks like we probably going to lose this match, which we do. I simulate the rest of the game. 3-1 loss, and we're down 0-2-1 on the year. Not looking too good for the Atlanta Firebirds, but I simulate the rest of the games, and let's see how it goes from there. So as I'm getting close to the end of this simulation here, we actually go on a tear and change the record to 6-3-2, a not half bad record. And that's where I end off the simulation and end off the video. We did good after those first 3 losses. So that was the end of the video. Well, not the end of the video, but that was the end of our simulation. Still got to check the stats and stuff. So as we're looking here, Servergren's got 17, 15 for Kishchik, 14 for Pasternak, 10 for Lindblom, 9 for Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn has been looking good. Pasternak hasn't scored a goal yet at that point. only 14 assists. He has been the guy that has been known to pass a bunch. Rainer Lottner's got 5, which I was happy with. Duclair's got 6. Brent Gardner 4. Ryan Johansson has only 4 points. Rainer Lottner, or I already explained his points. Cam Atkinson, though, had 7 points. Chris Glass, 7. Zay Redreed had put up 3 points in 11 games, which was a little confusing. Lucas Johansson had put up 4 points. Reitner, his brother, with 4 points. Simon Edvinson had a good start with 3 points in 11 games, which I was fine with. And then Semyonov still hadn't put up a point, and Jake Bean, and only 2 assists from Shane Gostisbehere, which I thought was a little confusing. And the goaltenders 5-2-1 for Markstrom, 1-1-1 for Quinn Carey, 9-14 with 255, and then Markstrom had like a 250 some. And so our AHL team wasn't doing too good there. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end off this video. So thank you guys for watching this video. Sorry about the new Xbox thing. Don't worry, the next episode does have audio. Had to use a different headset, and it does work. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this never has to happen again, because it's tough. I don't like voiceovering this stuff. It's not fun. But yeah. Hope you guys liked the video. See you guys on the next one.